There's honestly not much that can be said about Conker's Bad Fur Day that hasn't been said already, but I'm gonna try anyway. So I was watching the latest Nintendo Direct and saw that they were bringing Perfect Dark to the Nintendo Switch online service. I know it's a long stretch, but I was thinking of how cool it would be if they brought Conker to the service as well. I don't know if you guys have heard the stories, but apparently Nintendo was ashamed of this game and refused to advertise it on Nintendo Power. But even with all that being said, I still have hope. That also got me thinking, which is the whole reason for this video, but how well does it hold up today? So I actually decided to pull out my N64 and give it a try. A little backstory as to why my cartridge looks like that. Well, it actually goes back to 2002. My parents actually bought this game for me when I was 4 years old. They actually bought this game for me brand new at a GameStop, and well, after realizing their mistake, they gave the game to my much older cousin. He apparently had some permanent markers and some free time and decided to give the cart a new paint job. But you guys let me know if this looks better than the original, which I'll put a picture up so that way you can see it.
It's what I call a bad fur day.
Conker's Bad Fur Day is a game I adore. It honestly just might be a nostalgia thing, and honestly after replaying it, I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it. Like sure, some of the platforming can get tedious and they can get a little repetitive, but I feel like that can easily be overlooked, especially if it's your first playthrough. I would say that the story mode holds up pretty well, even for today's standards, and it's still pretty fun. I'll go ahead and start with my least favorite parts of the story, followed up by my favorite parts. One of my least favorite parts of the story is the Bats Tower chapter, specifically Cog's Revenge. Like that stage, to me just feels a little bit repetitive. To me, just like the swimming mechanics just don't feel all that natural, in my opinion. Also, like just having to run around and then swing your pan at these cogs to hopefully hit them, and then you like it's not very fun, and you have to do that 3 times for each cog. Even after doing all that, you have to climb up these platforms, and that's another thing that I don't quite like about the story mode, is that it makes you climb up all these sets of like platforms without an easy way to get down. Also, I might be in the minority here, but I'm not too crazy about the Big Mighty Pooh fight. Like to me, it's one of the low points of the story. I didn't really like enjoy this as much as I remember it. I just didn't, after this playthrough, I didn't find this part really that fun or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to get it over with so I can continue on to the rest of it.
Me. I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat? Squirrel, look what you've done! I'm blushing! Oh, what a world, what a world! Who'd have thought a good little squirrel like you could destroy my beautiful flagginess? Oh, I'm going!
No! Now that's what I call a bowel movement.
And even after you defeat him, you still have to go through this whole really tedious part. Yeah, where you're like swimming. I already said that the swimming mechanics were already not that good. And then you have to avoid these like big knife things, because even the slightest touch, you just get like ripped in half. This whole part is just completely like just not fun. So that was another low point for me. It's trying to get through that, and it actually took me a couple tries. But yeah, that was pretty much just the only parts I didn't like. There wasn't as many as I was thinking, but yeah, it was that was just some of the low points for me, so that way I can kind of show you guys. Now let's get to the actual like fun part. So these are the parts that I actually did enjoy. Starting off, the parts that I did like, that I still feel like hold up, has to be the it's war chapter. To be more exact, the assault chapter, or the actual the assault stage. That's the one that I like.
Would somebody mind telling me what's going on here? Okay! 30 seconds! Nice knowing you guys!
Yeah, it was kind of rough getting through the beach part, but you just have to listen to whenever they reload, and then that's whenever you could keep moving along. As you notice, I feel like the sensitivity was a little bit too high, but other than that, it's still playable. And just like navigating through the lasers, the little laser maze thing, and then having teddies jump out at you, you have to like kill them and stuff, was pretty fun. I still feel like that still holds up for me. And then another thing I wanted to talk to you, so whenever you traverse this whole part, right, you get to the very end, you fight some like surgeon teddies. Yeah, that's what they're called, teddies. This scene was actually altered. I actually do have like a demo version of the game, like a kiosk demo that has the original scene. So I'll play that one on here as well. I'll play the one that's actually in the game here, and then I'll follow it up with the beta one.
What? Oh, this is a bit different. What are those guys? Ugh, more teddies. Really? That's incredible.
I mean, what if you were to give this game to, say, 20 intelligent people? I mean, what would that do? Let's face it, what would it do?
Really? That's interesting.
What the f*** is that bloody squirrel? Quick, into character!
Hit the cinema system.
Oh, this is a bit different. What are those guys? Ugh, more teddies. Oh no. What are they doing? Oh no. He's still alive.
Another part I actually really enjoyed was the spooky chapter. So like leading into it and just fighting the zombies on the in the mansion was pretty fun in my opinion. Even today, like for today's standards, I still feel like it was still pretty fun. I don't know. Actually, I was actually having a lot of fun with it. Of course, as kids, it was pretty spooky. Like it was scary, in a way. But now it's not. Like obviously. I'll just end the story mode with this because I do want to move on to the multiplayer because it's something that I noticed that not many people talk about when they talk about this game. So that's why I'm kind of just briefly going over the story mode. I don't want to go too deep into it. But of course, just leaving you off with the story mode aspect of it. Couldn't forget about the Matrix part. I would say it's fun. The war chapter is my favorite, like all time. But the Matrix part is still pretty cool, I would say. The only problem I have with it is that it just goes back to the sensitivity of the controller. Like I feel like I wasn't getting my aim right whenever I was up in the air, going through the pillars.
Please place any metallic objects in the tray.
But yeah, and even for it being such a lighthearted game, I feel like the ending is kind of depressing, and I kind of want to show it to you.
And action.
Whoa! Ooh! Oh no! That looks a bit volatile. Well, we'll clean that up later. Well, I suppose that's it. Anything else? Who are these guys? Oh, hello. It's you again.
Oh, if it isn't Conker! How you doing, Mr. Screw? You have defeated the evil panther-type king.
Yes, we didn't like him either. In fact, there seems to be an empty throne.
So bloody right there is. Come on, Conker. Up onto the throne here.
What? But no, you don't understand. I don't really want to be king. Oh no, I forgot to. I should have brought Barry back to life. Oh no. Hello, programmer. Thank God. What are you doing? Get off.
It's okay, it'll be good. And the rest of the guys. Marvelous. Yeah, I like it in here. Ooh, cheese.
Oh, King.
King! You couldn't be king of a toilet!
Yeah, king of a toilet.
You don't know how close you are. You realize that? You just do not know.
Sorry.
Oh, Conker, yes, King. How did I thought that? Can I be your general?
Oh no. Of all the people in the world that I don't like, I'm in a room full of them.
I've heard the good news. We came back from holiday as soon as we could. Just to celebrate with you on this wonderful, momentous occasion. Didn't we, ladies?
There we go. The king is dead. Long live the king.
Yeah, long live the king.
Long live the king!
Yeah, long live the king.
Will you stop repeating me?
I'm not beating him.
Long live the king.
Yeah, long live the king.
Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king.
So, there I am. King. King of all the land. And who'd have thought that? Not me. I guess you know who these guys are now? 'Cause I certainly do. I don't want to know them. And yep, I may be king. I have all the money in the world. And all the land. And all that stuff. But you know, I don't really think I want it. I just want to go home with Barry and, I don't know, have a bottle of beer. It's not gonna happen. It's true what they say. The grass is always greener. And you don't really know what it is you have until it's gone. Gone. Gone.
So, what'll it be?
Scotch. Single malt. Space side. No ice.
A man of taste. There you go.
Whoa there, cowboy. Keep it coming. Oh, leave the bottle.
Yeah. Looking a bit down. What's the matter?
You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I'll just drink less. I'm not too good tonight.
But I just have so much to talk about this game, because this game is, like I was telling you, like I still feel like it holds up. And even if you can't get over the low, because you will notice the frame rate drops a lot. So if like for some reason you can't get over that, or even like the graphics just look a little bit too, even though the graphics look pretty bad in today's standards, I would recommend, and I haven't even touched up on it, but I would recommend checking out Conker's Live and Reloaded. That one does fix a lot of the issues that this one had. As well as the story mode. I know I haven't really talked too much about it because that wasn't really the main focus of this video, but I still wanted to bring it up so that way you guys, you know, can give it a try. But yeah, if it's something you just can't, like if it's just a deal breaker for you, check out Live and Reload. And I'll play some of the footage here so that way you guys can have an idea as to what that looks like. Now the only thing is that it is on a it does have a 4:3 aspect ratio. But yeah, that's really the only negative I can think of right now. Besides, well, I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to go too deep into it because, of course, that's another video for another day. Live and Reloaded, yeah, gets a lot of hate for different reasons, but maybe I'll do a video on it eventually or someday. Okay, so now moving on to the multiplayer. So the multiplayer in Conker's Bad Fur Day consists of a couple different game modes that they included in here based off the story mode. So we'll go through each one of them, and then I'll give you a ranking from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. So starting off would be race. So there's two, there's race A and race B. I do have all the characters unlocked because you can unlock them with cheats. So I have all of them unlocked. But yeah, you pretty much select your character, and then you can choose how many players you want to race with. It just pretty much consists of 3 laps, and you have to, whoever completes the lap the fastest obviously wins. It's based off of the mugged what do you call it, level of the game. And then along the path you can pick up items. Like you can pick up a boost or like a projectile to shoot at your opponents. Yeah, as you notice, yeah, the sensitivity kind of got to me on this one too. That's why I was not able to, you know, go in a straight line pretty much. It was just like kind of going all over the place. But yeah, it's just a race. It's you know, first to finish all three laps wins. And then race B is just opens up the other side. Yeah, that's it. It's there's nothing really to this one. So yeah, with that, I would give race a I'd say like a 5 out of 10, because it's okay. It's a little, like, you know, you're not gonna spend too much time here. Okay, next up is tank. You just select how many players you want to battle with, and he kind of explains it in the beginning, but all you have to do is just pretty much shoot at other tanks. You pretty much use a tank from the story mode, from the war chapter, but you just can't exit, like you're always in the tank. You just have to shoot at other players and then get the canister that's in the middle and bring it back to your base. And if another player gets the canister and moves it to their base, it kind of like it gives you like a time limit to get back to your base. That way you don't die. Pretty much, it protects you. This one was pretty enjoyable. It didn't really have that much replay value because it's always the same map. But it's one of those things where it would be fun with more people. I'm playing all these multiplayer modes with, it's obviously just single player, so the AI is making these game modes for me. So you pretty much just have to destroy as many tanks as you can. Every tank you destroy, you get a point, and you just have to get the most points pretty much. And every time you get a canister brought back to your base, and you know all the people that are left outside, all of those counts as kills for you. So that kind of increases your kill count. And yeah, this one was pretty fun. I would say I would actually give this one a 7 out of 10. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so next up is war. So in the war section, there's two options you can play. You can play total war or colors, and then you either get to pick. You either get to be a squirrel or a teddy. So those are your two. You could choose a team. The total war section, I chose to be a squirrel. It's actually pretty cool because what you can do is you can change the settings around. Like you could do it to where there's a time limit or where there isn't. Right now I just have it to where everybody has a set amount of lives. So pretty much the first team that gets 30 kills wins in this case. You'll notice that because I'm playing with AI, right? Your teammates, they each get a role. You'll notice that some of them are like guarding the front gate to protect the base from getting teddies in this case in. And then you'll notice that some of them are actually sniping and stuff too. And that's kind of their role, which is it's pretty cool. And as you can see, the teddies are supposed to be like the Nazis or whatever. That's the whole point. And even their flag kind of looks like it, and then the squirrels looks like the US flag. My go-to weapon in this game mode has always been the knives, like the throwing knives. One thing I didn't touch up on, there's also a canister that you can get in this one that's on the other team's base that you can get. You bring that to the middle, and there's gas masks that open up. You have to wear, otherwise, you know, if you're not wearing the masks, you kind of get screwed. You kind of die. One thing I would say is that if you pick the squirrels over the teddies, is that they have worse falling damage than the teddies. The teddies can fall from much higher heights and not sustain any damage, where the squirrels can't. So yeah, that's another thing that I noticed. And then once you die, you can kind of come back as one of your teammates, which I think I die here pretty soon. And then you kind of just take over your AI teammates.
Oh, nasty.
Fine job, soldiers. But don't forget about your brothers in arms that did not return today.
And then in the same war mode, there's also a capture the flag, which is what colors is. So colors is pretty much capture the flag, and you just spawn on, the whole point is for you to go to your enemy's base and then get their flag and bring it over to yours. There's weapons, of course, all throughout the map that you can get. My favorite, of course, being the throwing knives, but there's this really overpowered weapon, that like silver gun that you'll see, and that one pretty much is like one shots anything. So it doesn't matter how much health you have, that's gonna one shot you every time. So war for me gets a 10 out of 10. That was like the best game mode, the most fun one of all of them. And then after war we have, it doesn't have a name, but I'm just gonna call it a deathmatch. It's pretty much what it is. So you have a different, like, you can go through all the maps from the different game modes, with one exception, which is bunker. So bunker, it's specifically to this game mode, it's a free-for-all. So there's no teams. You're just kind of getting as many kills as you possibly can, and whoever's first wins at the end of the timer. I think you could also change the settings to where there's lives and stuff, but I always just kept the timer, kept it default. But yeah, that's free-for-all or deathmatch, whatever you want to call it. And then after that is heist. So heist, you pick your team, you can, or your color, I guess you can say. I should mention here in the beginning, if you pick red or blue, you're at a disadvantage, because the whole premise of this game is you have to get this money bag that's in the middle of the map, and you have to bring it back to your vault. Now your hallway, because I'm blue, it's just a straight shot. So the opposing teams, they can just get on the end of that hallway and just shoot you. And then as soon as you get shot, of course, the money bag kind of like you lose possession of it. So yellow and green, they actually have an advantage in that sense, because they have like a little turn. And then right there, I was going for the rocket launcher. My teammate just kind of freaking killed me. So you see right here where I respawn, there's this little like corner that you have to go back outside, so you kind of have an advantage there. But yeah, this one's pretty funny too, because every time your character grabs a gun or something, it was like curses and stuff. These little I think they're called weasels. These weasels are pretty funny. And then you start off with a bat, so that's your default weapon. But there's random ones appear throughout the map, and you can kind of select or pick whichever one you want. Or even accidentally, you might just accidentally go through one that you didn't want, and then you're kind of stuck with it until you find something else. Heist is I really like Heist. I had a lot of fun growing up, you know, playing this one with like cousins, friends, and like my brother. We used to play this all the time. I would give Heist. I would give it the max. I could give it 10 out of 10 as well. I don't know. I might be in, you know, in the minority here. I really don't know what many people think about these games, but I like Heist. It's fun. Also, there's like sniping towers you can go to if you wanted to at the top, if that's your style. But I noticed that whenever you're trying to headshot one of these weasels, it's a lot harder because of their face shape. I'm not sure if that has really anything to do with it, or maybe it's just in my head, but I feel like their hitbox is kind of weird in their head.
Good and proper. Get you a good sucker. Slice and dice. I'm out of here. Got you up good, sucker. Cut you up good and proper. I'm out of here.
You are my new number one. Come on, tough guy. The drinks are on me.
Next up is Raptor. So Raptor, you could either be a caveman or a dinosaur. So you can pick which one to play as. And yeah, this is the whole premise of this one is whoever has the highest score at the end of the timer wins. And the way that the caveman can score is by either killing the dinosaurs or getting eggs. So on their side of the map, they have like a stash with eggs, and you have to take them to your pan, and then that gives you a couple points. And then the way that the dinosaurs get killed is by eating you. That's their only. They don't have they can't use weapons or anything. So yeah, Raptor's weird. Now I like how all the weapons have like a skin over them. But yeah, that's Raptor. And then you could also play, of course, as the dinosaur. And then yeah, Raptor. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really enjoy Raptor that much. Personally, Raptor, I'm gonna give it like a 4 out of 10. It's okay, but it's not. I didn't like it that much. So next up is Beach. Beach is it's a weird one. I don't know what the intent was behind this one, but I'll go over it. So in Beach, you either play as the French people or the Teddies. If you choose to be a Frenchman, your whole goal is to get from the beach to the other side of the beach, because that's supposed to be where you escape or you're free. And then you have a certain amount of time limit to do that. So you have as you saw, you have a timer. Not only is the timer stopping you, but also you can get shot down by the Teddies. And every time one of you dies, they get a point. So the whole premise is for you to have more points at the end of the timer. And as you saw there, I grabbed a little medicine pill thing that I don't even know what it is, but it gave me some kind of boost. And then if you choose to play as the Teddies, you have a select. So there's only 2 of you. So the AI would always go to the machine gun, or you can go to the machine gun and then he goes to the rocket launcher or the sniper. And then yeah, you just have to have the most points at the end of it, and then that's pretty much it on that one. It's a weird game mode, but it's different. I would say that from the rest of them. But yeah, I say Beach. Wasn't that much of a fan of it. I'll give Beach like a 2 out of 10. I didn't really like it. Yeah, I think with that's gonna be it for the multiplayer. I still feel like there's a lot of fun to be had. Like I would definitely see this coming to the Nintendo Switch. One final thing that I wanted to put in here as kind of a bonus. By the way, I appreciate you staying this long for the video. That is actually kind of crazy. I don't know how long this is going to turn out to be, but something that I found that was kind of interesting as I was playing the game is I was able to actually put some cheats in, and there's this cheat that lets you like press L to levitate. I used it in the story mode, and I kind of I kind of experienced some weird stuff, and I kind of wanted to just show it on here. I wanted to start the story mode with like literally no money, no anything, just straight from the beginning with the L to levitate, and kind of see how far I can skip through the story. So that's actually what I did, and then let me show you what I found. So starting off, you know how there's this gargoyle in the middle of a bridge, so that he doesn't, like, you have to go back and get your pan pretty much to hit him, and then he falls off. Using the L to levitate, I actually went around him. So I started off from this point and just like levitated all the way up, and I went through, right? So I got behind him, but he just kind of tries to smack you to like move you out the way. And if you try to move forward there, you can't, because the rock is supposed to be there, but it's not really there yet because you haven't triggered the cutscene. But it's still there, like there's an invisible wall. So what I found is that if you actually go up here and then go, you can actually like go through the top and clip through the rock. So you can actually go into the overworld without having to have got your pan or anything. Whenever you come in here, there's no cutscene that triggers or anything, which is weird. And then I went to go check on the bee, but she's just not there, because you're not supposed to be here, I guess, at this point of the game. So she just never loaded in. So I was like, okay, well let me see where her hive is. Maybe if her hive is there, we can come back and trigger the cutscene or something, or you know, do some crazy stuff. But in this case, the hive wasn't even there either, so that hadn't loaded in. Funnily enough, that dude did load in. But yeah, you can't go in there anyway. And then I was like, well, maybe if I get behind him, I can go into the hive early, right? Like that level. But as you'll see, you actually there's like an invisible wall there, so you can't actually even go behind there. Yeah, he like blocks it, so there's nothing. You can't even go there yet. So yeah, no, we couldn't do that. So then I was like, okay, what else should we do? So I was like, oh, what if we go to the war chapter? Like, wouldn't that be cool if we just went there early? And yeah, there's no way you can go there, because I was trying to clip through the invisible wall, and I just couldn't. The top is solid, and you'll notice that the game it starts doing some weird stuff with the graphics. Like, you'll notice that it looks like almost like Windows XP or the Windows 95 thing whenever it starts to crash. It does things like that. And I was trying to go out of bounds to kind of see if I can clip through like I did with the rock. I go all the way back here and then fall down and maybe hopefully make it, but it just started to trip me out. Like, I didn't even know what was going on at some point. And what ended up happening is I fell down through some, like, I guess I hit a death barrier somewhere, and I actually was not able to do anything. It just kind of respawned me back at the beginning of the stage, or if the overworld, just in the middle of it. So then I was like, all right, cool, well, we can't do that. So then what if we go to the spooky chapter? Well, it's blocked off, right? But luckily, if you go all the way to the top, you could actually clip through like the seam of this platform right here. But same thing, there's just an invisible wall. You can't even go on there. So I just clipped through the back of it, and then after I realized you can't do anything. Somehow these guys are still here though, so that was a surprise to me. And then another thing too that I was thinking about was like, oh, there's like this windmill at the top, and you can see like kind of like a door on top, but I always wondered what was in there. And I actually yeah, so you try to go in there, and of course nothing happens. And then you'll notice that down below the game starts kind of glitching too. But yeah, you can't do, so you can't go in through there. There's also something at the top which you can't go in through. Or right there, it's all just void. Just like, it looks like you can go in, but it's just an invisible wall. So then I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? I was thinking about going to Barn Boys, that section, but I remember there was a door there. So I was like, nah, I can't do that. So I just went to the Big Mighty Pooh. I was trying to, but these guys cheat, man. I was like so out of bounds, and then they still were able to get to me. So I was like, I had to change my approach on how I was gonna bypass them. So I was able to, like, yeah, just levitate higher to avoid them, and then just fly towards like the big Pooh mountain. So then with that, I was like, okay, well, I'm on this side, and then I remembered how as a kid I would go to this bridge. Like there's this part with the bridge there was a bridge that's supposed to be there. Yeah, this is where you would spawn whenever with the Matrix scene. This is where that would trigger that. But you know, with this way, we can just levitate over here, and then check it out. But you still can't go into, or you can't go into the bank because the doors are closed. But if you go in here, weirdly enough, is you still spawn where you would normally have spawned, like where you would have normally went into the stage. In the regular game, and you know, it's nighttime with the post-war overworld, but nothing's kind of there, and then the doors are like floating away for where the It's a War scene it's at, which I thought was kind of creepy. But even with that, you still can't go in there. It's still walled off, and then you can't really go into the beehive or anything. But what I did find out is that if you go back to where the bank was at, so you can actually levitate all the way to the top and find a way to like go through those doors that are hidden. So you could actually spawn by the rotating doors. It's gonna look a bit trippy, but what I'm trying to do is go back to the, you know, behind the doors, and then I can go into the loading zone for the enter the vertex scene. But it doesn't cue the cutscene. It's literally just empty. You do have your costume on, but it's just there's nothing there. And I tried to see if there's a way I can go past this, but you're kind of stuck in this room. There's nothing. Everything is solid all the way through. I wasn't able to find anywhere you can clip through or anything like that. But I just thought it looked kind of funny how it just how Conker has the outfit, but that's it. And then if you try to kill those beetles, since you don't have any money, you won't be able to get the rest of the manual from the scarecrow. So what I did is I put a cheat in that gives me unlimited money. So then I was able to just pay him the $10 or whatever, so that way he can give me the manual, and then we could continue on to the Barn Boys part of the game. So I killed all the beetles, you know, with so they let me in, and then it opened the Barn Boys stage. Yeah, I had the Conker sped up because I was trying to like go through find a way to clip through for the vertex, but yeah, it didn't work. But funny enough, in the Barn Boys stage, whenever you're here this early, the same thing, nothing loads in, like nothing is loaded in. So that what would you even call that? That block that was supposed to be at that box that's initially being crushed by that other box is just not there, making it kind of easy to get to the top of the roof or whatever to unlock the barn. But the button is just solid. yeah, you can't, nothing happens if you press it. Like, it's just solid. And then it looks like the only thing really that, besides the things that you're seeing, I think that sunflower actually did load in, but none of the like little bees loaded in, or the king or anything. But yeah, not even the cheeses are not there or anything. Or even the ones that crush you, nothing's there. So I just thought that was pretty funny. You know, with that, I'll go ahead and end the video, but like and subscribe if you guys like it. If you know, it really does mean a lot. So I guess here at the end, I'll answer the question if this game does hold up. But yeah, I would say this game, in my opinion, does hold up. Especially the multiplayer does hold up. With that, guys, alright guys, I'll see you on the next one.